Hello, it's Duncan. Last week we performed a multi-step refactoring to use test actors, but only for one of our acceptance tests. This week I'm going to see whether we can use that commit as an example to the Juni agent, rather than trying to craft a prompt from scratch. That doesn't go very well, to be honest, but the next stage, asking the AI to write a prompt that would work, and following that, exceeds my expectations. I'm calling the process see one, do one, teach one. That's a bit wrong. We now have two acceptance tests written with our given when then DSL, the one on the left to show deleting items and the one on the right to show adding items. And I spent a happy half hour last episode introducing the playwright pattern to the left hand side, the delete items, so that we interact with the system via Alison, who is an actor. And that means that we can say Alison deletes this set of items, as opposed to our add contract here, where we just had this sort of disembodied something adds a new item. Now I really enjoyed the refactor, it was nice creative problem solving, but just doing it again for the add item acceptance contract, that seems like toil. I don't like toil, but I really don't know that I could describe to the AI what I wanted to do. It occurs to me though that I don't have to describe it because I have just done it. And so my cunning plan is to open Juni and say the last commit refactored delete items acceptance contract to use an actor. Do the same thing for add item acceptance contract. Let's see how that gets on. This doesn't make very good TV, so I'll just let it play out. Okay, then when it says it's done, let's have a look at the final thing. The add items acceptance contract was refactored to use an actor, and the add method was implemented in HTTP, HTTP no HTMX, and direct actor. The playwright actor also needs the add method implemented, but the build failed due to missing implementation, resulting in no test results. Well, I don't know why you've stopped then, Juni. Please fix that. And we're off again. Okay, well apparently we're done again. It does say, however, no tests were passed or failed during the testing process, indicating a potential issue with the test environment setup. And I have to say, with this project I'm seeing that all the time with Juni. You can see it up here, it says no test results were retained after running the delete items directly tests, and yet here they are run, and you can see that they passed. So I don't know whether Juni is working blind to the tests or is lying about what it can see, but the key question to start with is, can we run Gradle clean tests? Let's have a go. Well, apparently it builds and passes all its tests cleanly. That's brilliant. Let's put Juni away and have a look at what it's done. We'll go to the add items acceptance contract. Here it is. And comparing it to my work here on the left, you can see here we have an actor and we do say when Alison adds. Brilliant. Alison adds, Alison adds. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the implementation of actor. Here it is, and you can see that it's added the add method to add an item given a fixture. That I suppose will be called by fixture adds. Here it is. This is an extension on actor and mirrors the actor deletes. That's brilliant. And now if we look at the implementations of this, we have the direct actor has add, but what was direct add actor? Oh, that's strange. We have direct actor, here it is, and we have direct add actor. Oh, that's weird. Let's put that over there. And you can see that it's created a new actor for the add items tests, rather than reusing the one from the delete items tests, this one here, but it's added both methods to both actors. That's a bit wrong. Let's ask it to fix that. So something like, there should only be one subclass of actor for direct. Use the one in delete items directly tests and move it to the top level. Okay, there we go. The two different subclasses have gone from here. Direct actor is in its own file. I assume next door to the other actor bits. Yes, that's good. And direct actor has add and delete. Perhaps in the wrong order, but I'll let that go. Let's fold Genie away again and just look and see whether we have the same problem for other subclasses of actor. Ah, we have an HTTP add actor, I see. That again we don't really want, I think, because we've got an HTTP actor with an add in it. So that's not great, but playwright actor, it seems there's only one of those and we have add and delete in that. Just see where that's used, and it is used in both the add and delete tests. Okay, so back to Junie and say, do the same for HTTP add actor. And for some reason it normally scrolls, but every now and again it brings up a little button for me to press here. I suppose just to make me think I'm adding value. I'm basically a dippy bird. Okay, it claims a win. Once again we'll run a clean test just to check its work. Good, good. And now let's have a look. Here is our HTTP actor. It has delete and add. That's good. I suspect this with delete form. Yes, that doesn't make any sense there, really, does it? It should be either be in HTTP no HTML actor or HTTP actor, but that's a tiny tidy up. We'll go back to actor and look at what we have. We have a direct actor, an HTTP actor, add actor. Oh, is that used now? Let's have a look. Oh, so it merged the actors, but it didn't use the right one here. That's a bit annoying. We also have one in here. Oh, that's a shame. I think I'm going to have to say remove all uses of the add actors using the generic ones instead. Goodness me, that took a long time. Going to try running everything, check that it is still working. While it is though, I still don't believe that it's done the job, because we still have we only have an HTTP add actor, I suppose, and it's unused, as is the HTMX one. So I think I'm going to say delete the unused add actors classes. Okay, we seem to be done again. Run all those clean tests. And whilst that is going, I'm suspicious about this. We've got this create has just a table element body, and create is just a really bad word there. This used to be has just a table element body. I mean, yes, this method is creating a thing. It's creating a has body matcher, but the creation really isn't what's going on here. So I think I'm going to intervene by hand now, because this is just too painful, and say that whatever that was, we want to rename that to be. I think there was another place in HTTP utils here. This, if we look where that was called, in for example here, this used to be called post form to add items route. So I think I'm going to rename that, because I really don't want the AI renaming things that I had named. How are we? I'll just run all tests rather than clean. Good. And now let's look at our check-in in total. Okay, so we have two new files. We have direct actor here, That will be being used by our add items directly test. There it is. And the delete one. That's fine. HTTP test utils seems to have been created, I guess, to contain the common code between the two different HTTP actors. I'm going to allow that by adding these to VCS. And now let's have a look. So we've got our contract. Where's that? That's here. Add item acceptance contract. That has changed in the way that we asked it to in the very beginning, and is good. Fixture. That's gained the add. That's good. Actor has gained the add. That's good. And now we have HTTP actor with add and delete. HTTP no HTMX actor with add and delete. The test utils is used by those two things. The direct actor, I don't know where that code used to be. Ah, there it is in delete items directly. So evidently I hadn't brought that up to the top level myself last time. Well, after exhausting over an hour, overall I think it's done a good job, although I did have to intervene quite a lot. I'm going to ask the AI assistant what it thinks Junie did. And again, I'm not quite sure that's the actor pattern, but I'm going to say actors. So as I suppose with all code reviews, I'm left with this sort of nagging doubt that there's a thing that I've missed. But all the tests seem to pass. So overall, I'm going to call that a success, albeit that it took Junie longer to do than it would have taken me to do myself. Let's commit that. Before we go, there's one last experiment I'd like to try, and that is to ask Junie to write a prompt that I could use to perform the same refactor, same sort of a refactor another time. Okay, it's created a prompt.md. Well, that's pretty comprehensive, gives examples, and in quite generic terms. So it talks about perform actions, verify results, and so on. That's good. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the file as introduce actor prompt. We'll commit to that. This is add a prompt for introducing actors. Commit that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new branch from main. We're going to call it delme. And delme, I'm going to drop these two commits from. So my refactor and Junie's refactor are no longer there. Let's just run all tests. And while we're doing that, we'll have a look in the delete items directly tests and the contract. And yes, it's using the old way here. Everything was fine by the look of things. And now the big question is, can I go to Junie, say we're done here, and then find the prompt file, copy that, and say that contains instructions for refactoring. I want to apply them to, shall we do both at once? Let's go for it. Add items, contract, and delete items, contract. Read the file and make the refactoring. If you have any questions, ask me first. I think I'll let that run, have a sword fight on a chair, and come back when it's done. Okay then, well, it says it's done. I notice we've got this nice add all to git for the new file, so let's add those. And of course, let's try running our clean tests. Okay, well, that seems good. Let's see what it's done. We'll start at the top with the contracts. Here's one, and indeed we have an actor and the actor adds. That's good. And all the way down, same for delete items. Actor deletes. Ah, that has this. Did the add? Oh, it did. So that means that fixture hasn't got our clever extensions on actor. I wonder where they are. Let's see where actor adds is. Oh, so we've missed the key cute double dispatch through fixture. But that's okay. Let's have a look at the actual tests. Add item tests uses the direct actor. That's good. The direct actor. Adds uses fixture. Deletes uses fixture. That's all good. Browser actor. Oh, that's strange. That's an open class with adds and deletes as empty. Bit strange. But we have a test browser actor here that's used by the add item browser tests. All right, the delete item browser test. Well, that uses the same test browser actor, so I suppose that's all right. I think I would have inlined this, for example, but it's all right. The HTTP actor. Well, we have an abstract class for an HTTP actor with a flag here for whether we're using HTMX. That's something I did consider myself but didn't do. Oh, but again here we've got these open classes. La la, there we go. And implemented by these test versions here with ads. Well, that's okay, but a bit confusing, and I don't know why we have this flag at all. So, slightly more complicated than it used to be, but really not bad. It will probably only take me 5 minutes to fix it up into the form that I'd prefer. It occurs to me what we've done here with the agent is what the medical profession terms C1, do1, teach one. I performed the operation first and showed it to Junie in the form of commit, and then helped it to do the procedure while I held its hand. Finally, the teach one bit is asking the agent to produce the prompt that will allow another instance of an agent to get it right next time, or close enough to right. I think the patient survived. In this instance, I think that Junie really took too long in its initial do one. I don't know why some of those steps were so slow. It seems to me that when it refactors, it often just writes codes and then fixes compile errors rather than actually using tooling, and that can be pretty slow. Or it may just have been having an off day. If I get a chance, I think I'll try the same thing with Claude Code, see how that gets on. If you'd like to see that, then your thumbs up on these videos are the things that keep YouTube showing it to you and other people, so thank you. If you're not subscribed, now would be a great time, as it would to buy a copy of the book that I wrote in that price called Java to Kotlin, a Refactoring Guidebook, details of which are on the show notes below. Thanks for watching.